we'll tackle it first, make things a little easier, and then decided we wanted to do the other two because we wanted to have 4 on the EP. And we sat down, and Mike, he was off doing his own little thing, and me and Joe, lead guitarist, were just messing around, and we started to come up with, hey, you know what would sound cool? Hey, you know what else would sound cool? Hey, you know what would go on top of this? And before we know it, we had this completely different song. Like, Mike had written a verse part of it, and we didn't even give it a chance, you know? It was like, we were thinking way ahead and everything. By the time we went back and listened to the actual verse, we were like, oh, you know what, this sounds really cool. Maybe in another song, because right now, this just blends so well. So, that's the verse, almost like the pull-offs that you hear today. Yeah, it's came together really cool, and then Jay, the breakdown guitarist, we were just talking with him, and then he eventually, made the. So he came in, he's like, hey, you know what would really go cool? He's like, instead of just going straight into verse, chorus, and then back into the verse to separate it with a breakdown. And he wrote this really cool breakdown. While it was playing, I mean, it was like the first time that we were hearing it. Joe just jumps up. He knew where the song was going, grabs his guitar, turns up the amp, plays this solo-esque kind of guitar behind it. It's nothing that I would have expected, and then just played this real eerie, just impending doom kind of effect to it right underneath it. And we just loved it immediately. Like, all right, make sure you remember that. He completely improvised it, but we forced his brain to remember it. And he did it, and that really makes that song, just that breakdown. I hear it, and I think that's just the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then we go to, towards the end, he was like, well, it'd be cool if, even though we had this solo, he didn't really want to think of it as a solo, just kind of a part of the breakdown. He wanted to do his own, real slow ending to it. Kind of sped up toward the end, kind of get ready for the intro to the next song. So he finished that up, wrote this next solo. Me and him kind of co-inspired. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try this. And it ended very well. I'm pleased with the song. Like I said, for something made up right on the spot, I think it turned out great.
Hi, Joe.
I'm trying to beat my computer.
Yeah. Temporary intro. There's Alex, there's Aaron, there's Jay, there's Joe.
Hi!
That's a fun song, because it didn't make sense.
Nope.
It's done.
It's not.
It's done.
It's not.
What's done?
It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
Is it done?
How many people think it's done?
I do.
Here's the end. How many people don't think it's done?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah. I need the big slide.
Aaron.
Aaron.
We don't know how to do it. You gotta do it. Aaron. Oh, it moves. Oh.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, seriously.
Hey. Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. Aaron.
Boner.
Aaron.
Bones.
Aaron.
Go jump on him.
He'll find my pressure points again.
Find his pressure points first.
I don't know any of them.
Here, take this.
Aaron!
Cell phone.
Whatever. I heard something pop. Aaron.
My spleen.
Aaron. Hey.
Your spine, actually.
All right. Well, I would have to say that this was a successful.
Yes. Wow, it looked really creepy there.
Then there's Siren Scream. I don't even think that one had an original title. Mike was working on lyrics for a song, and usually you don't want to do the lyrics and try to put music behind it, but we hadn't actually heard the lyrics. He was just off, in La La Land writing. Awesome lyrics like he always does. He just sit down, not even think of a tune, but just have lyrics to go to any song that we can write out. And Sirens actually goes, all the credit I give to Jay for the structure wise. At the very beginning, I just remember him sitting on the bed, he was just holding his guitar. We were just kind of messing around and everything. He's like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And this real simple, 4 power chords long, just really catchy, if anything. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. And the magic behind that song came from Mike, actually. Mike was like, yeah, I was kind of looking for a song to go with these lyrics. Well, just try to play that. So I came up with a chorus, just real simple, kind of inspired by Fires. Whenever I heard the chorus to that, Joe was doing these really weird chords, and I was like, I wish I could do chords like that. I'm not too music theory savvy, but that doesn't stop me. I'm more of just a faster player. I don't put much feeling into my songs. I just love the speed of it. Influenced by Lexi Leho and stuff, because I just love that fast writing kind of music. His solos, and between him and Sin's solos, pretty much what got me started on guitar from being an ex-drummer. And it's like Sin put like a lot of feeling into his, depending, and then he tried to add the speed. Alexi had feeling in his too, but was more known for the speed. So I was like, I want to get something with, I want to learn a little bit of music theory. So Joe tried to show me these chords, and they just absolutely, I couldn't do it. I was just like too interested. He tried to show me something. I want to play this. So I came up with these they were simple chords. They were chords that were abnormal to me. But I was like, just basic, higher up on the scale, power chords mixed with higher notes. So I was like, all right, well, check this out. And I gave it to Jay, and Jay's like, that kind of fits into this, and he altered it a little bit, and that's the chorus you hear today. But yeah, he's playing this verse in this chorus or whatever. We go back to playing video games and stuff when we decided to take a break, and all of a sudden we hear Mike whispering, and he's whispering these screams over this guitar, and everybody just stops doing what they're doing, and we just slowly turn over, and there he is. He's just sitting there screaming on it, screaming with it, and it's just the coolest thing you ever heard. And he's actually doing the box right now, so we haven't heard the finished product, and I can't get it out of my head, because I know that I love that. And even though it was kind of simple, we decided to go ahead and keep it, just because we know how it's going to end up in the end. And with that song, we were kind of, we never knew where to go with it, so we just kind of like added this part, and Jay was like, well, let's put a solo here and everything, and just like Fires, so Joe did all the solos, and this one Jay stepped up and just had all these ideas for solos. So we were like, all right, let Jay have his fun, whatever. He came up with the intro to it. He came up with the chords behind everything. So let's have him have his glory, and let's see what kind of solos he can write. And